tricks, and giggles, everything's just right. With Jana at the table, your mojo's on fire. Kat Scrappiness, creativity inspired. Creativity inspired, craft all day and night. Tips, tricks, and giggles, everything's just right. With Jana at the table, your mojo's on fire. Kat Scrappiness, creativity inspired.
Hello, crafty friends! Happy Tuesday! So today we're going to be playing with lots of stuff. We're going to make a mess. Not really. It's just fun. So I've got the Kat Scrappiness Airy Metallic Mousse. Anyway, I'm Jana with J. Murray Designed. I am part of the Kat Scrappiness creative crew. I do a live every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central. And yeah, it's just fun. Come hang out, have some fun, learn about Kat Scrappiness. All of the products I will be using are linked in the description box below. They are my affiliate link. I earn a little tiny bit, but it also allows Kat to know who's watching, who's clicking on the links. So it helps her track sales as well. Hey, Shanna. Hi, Teresa. Welcome, friends. I am glad you're here. If you're on the replay, hey, replay crew. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you're so inclined, subscribe. There's lots of fun content that comes out, so you wouldn't want to miss it. So we are going to be playing with not the green. We're going to do, let's see, gold, bronze, and golden rose. Hey, Dawn. Welcome, friend. And we're going to be making some backgrounds, and then we're going to play with alcohol inks as well. But we're going to do the background first. So let me grab my little, not that one, this one. We're going to do a little bit of moosing, and I am going to just tape this down real quick. Hey, Yvette, welcome, friend. Just right on the top. I'm not using my sticky mat for this because it's messy. And then I'm going to tape my stencil down. And this stencil is just one that I made. You could use, Kat has a bunch in the shop, so make sure you check those out. But I really wanted to showcase the metallic mousses, these airy metallic mousse. It is a paste that has kind of a mica shimmer to it. So you do get some shimmer and shine in there. It's so fun to play with. So we are going to just start with our the golden rose. I thought it kind of went with we're going to be using the sunflower funflower dyes later. We're going to do a background first. So I am just going to use the back of a palette knife, and we're just going to kind of put some blobs. That's a technical term. Down. And then not too much though. We'll get that lid put back on, and then we're going to use the gold, and the gold is one of my favorites. See how pretty that is? So I just have a different knife, and then we're going to blob that down here and scrape off the extra. So have any of you, this is similar to, there's lots of pastes out there, and then we're going to use the bronze. And this is so fun. It's so messy, and I love it. Look at that. Look at this one I love. Look at that. Look at that color. And so we're just gonna drop some in here. Kind of fill in. We'll get to that one in a minute. And I don't have like a scraper, so I just use an old gift card. And we are just gonna smush, pull, scrape across. And it's gonna get, the colors are gonna kind of blend, which is fine. And I'm using a dark brown cardstock. So depending on the angle that you hold this at, um, it will, so I'm going to add some more of the gold. I need another palette knife is what I need. That's all right. Let's get some more of that gold in there. There we go. And it is kind of thick, but it dries pretty quickly. I do have my stunt double already ready to go. So yeah, I've got a mess. It cleans up with water, so it's not a big, big deal. My stencil I will take to the sink after I'm done tonight and just wash it off. And that grabbed a little bit of the paper. Anyway, there is our background. Isn't that fun? Which will be perfect with our um, sunflowers. So I'm gonna set this aside over here. Um, let's do one more. And I'm just gonna kind of set it back down where I had it and get the stencil on. Let me get the paste goobers out of here. And I think we're just gonna go mostly gold. So I'm gonna put some big globs of gold in there. And then let me put the lid back on. This stuff will dry out, so you want to make sure that if you're not using it, put a lid on it, keep it sealed nice and tight. If you need to put the, and I left this one probably a little too long, press and seal under there, do that. Let's do some olive. I don't know that I've used this one. Hey, Danny. Welcome, friend. We are making a mess. And then we're going to play with some alcohol inks too. We're doing all things messy. So this is the olive, golden olive, and it's got kind of a golden shimmer to it. So we're just gonna smush some of that in here. There we go. I love alcohol inks, and I actually have a ton. I need to really use them a lot more. From when I did tumblers, and I did tons of alcohol ink with that, and I forget how cool they are to work with. All right, and I'm going to leave kind of some spaces in there too, and we've got all this on here, and we can use that. Let me just grab, I'm going to use it actually just on a piece of vellum and just smush. And once the vellum is dry, you could die cut from that. We're going to use vellum with our alcohol ink. All right, so there is that. We'll let that dry. Actually, we'll hit it with the and the vellum's going to curl, which is, it's fine. It'll uncurl when you, that one really curled. Once it's dry. All right. let me clean up just a little bit. Reveal this one. Ooh, I love that one. And let me tidy up, and we will switch to alcohol inks. So here is the green and the gold together. These pastes are so fun to play with. There's lots of colors, and they really just kind of zhuzh up your that's a technical term, your designs. I got tape stuck to my finger. There we go. All right, let me, one more piece of tape. Let me grab a rag. This is one I've been using, and water. And it's dried, but it's all right. It'll come up with water. I have a little scrapery thing, but anything will work to help get it off. There we go. Clean enough. And I'm going to spray it with a little bit of alcohol just to, because we're going to be using some alcohol inks. And all right, so let me put the pastes aside. And my hands will be covered and shiny. All right. Let me grab, so we are going to do alcohol ink on vellum. And this is a pretty thick vellum. And I'm just going to lay it down. I've got an assortment of alcohol inks here that, let me move down just a little bit. I forget with this board where, and these, I've had these forever. We've got yellows, got some dark red, I've got some gold, which we're going to put the gold in and out through there. That was a different one. Some brown. And then I've got a blender solution. And then I also made my own blending solution, which is 91% isopropyl alcohol and some glycerin, just a couple drops of glycerin. And then, oh, Danny, they're fabulous. So we're going to use the blending solution, and we're just going to basically make a puddle. Everywhere. And then we're just going to drop. And I've got my little puffer. I just got it, so I'm kind of excited to use it. You could use your heat tool. You could use a straw and just blow on it. So we're just going to put those down. Splatter them. It kind of, I think the vellum with the alcohol inks looks like stained glass is what it reminds me of when it's all dry and everything. All right, this is kind of an orangier color. Ah, almost had an accident there. And then let's get some red. So pull those alcohol inks out, try them on different surfaces. So we're just gonna move these around. And if it's getting too where they're not moving enough, I'm just gonna come in with a little bit more of the blending solution. And the thing with alcohol inks is just play. Get them out, play with them. These have a child safety latch on them. So we got some dark brown. Just play, because it's never going to be the same twice. But with dyes, then you let it, you dry it, you do whatever. But then with dyes, um, it's so fun to cut them out because you have different tech not textures, colors in each part. So we're just going to add a couple drops of gold. And we'll give those. And then I'm going to get my, let's see. Let's add a little more. Need some more yellow. All right, we're going to bring in our heat tool, which mine is, I don't know, 20 some years old. It's an old Stampin' Up! One. It's got epoxy on it. It's got ink and paint on it. And we're just going to move it around. Let's add some kind of pink. Oh, that looks so cool. The gold, I love the gold. Um, and this is just a, I don't know, cuticle thing. I'm just drawing the gold kind of through random, just pulling there. And you could put another drop. What's for dinner, Dawn? The boys are in charge of dinner here tonight because I'm live. So we're just going to draw this out. And this is seriously just a wooden, you could use a skewer. I know, right, Danny? So with the vellum, let me pull it up and you can kind of see um it's got, hold on. It's got kind of a transparency to it, and but it I totally think it looks like stained glass. So with the magic of YouTube, I was playing earlier and um I did this one and I have them down. I ran them through my Xyron um and put, so there's adhesive on the back of them. But I did this one in blue, teal, and the pink, then with the gold. And even though there's like gold splotches, it's okay because I could die cut with just the corner of this. Um, and then this one I love. Um, the shimmer that's mixed in there. And then it kind of looks, you've got the different, I guess, veins of color. And then this one is just ink blending with some shimmer spray on it too. But it's it's so fun. I have the biggest mess on my table and it's the best. Um you just push and let's do a couple more. Let's do some card bases. I've got some cut down little ones which are fun too. So we're going to do our blending solution. And then we will start with our yellow. brown. And then our red. Hey, Cordelia. Welcome, friend. We're making a mess because that's fun. You got Happy Mail today from me. And this one, I got a little too much blending solution, so we're just gonna kind of roll it around, and then we're gonna drip it off on our thing. But look at that. Oh, look at there. Would you look at that? All right, let's do some gold. And I've got different colors of the shimmer. I just didn't grab it. They're in the other room. And let's try this and push it around. Okay, that might be my favorite. I am working on vellum. I am doing alcohol inks on vellum. And so I just love, I wish I had a flashlight or something I could show you guys the kind of the transparency of this. Let me let me spray my hands real quick. They're so messy. Yes, I am glad you got your card, Cordelia. I was thinking about you. All right. A little water. I am a mess. But you know what? Sometimes that's the best. That's when you know that, creativity is just going. Um, it's all right. It's all right to be messy. It cleans up. It all cleans up. And it's just paper. But it'll come off. You should open it. I thought you had opened it. You just received it. So we have this one. I'm missing one. I don't know what I did with it. I had one more. That's bizarre. Oh well. I had another base like this. Oh, I cut it. Duh. All right. So we're going to move this out of the way. Put the lid on this. That over here. Get this out of the way. We'll grab my other one. That's clean. There we go. Yeah, it's all right. My hands are messy. They'll wash. This will wash right off. This is just the paste from our background that we made before. And gosh, darn it. What am I doing with everything? Oh, here we go. All right. So, with the magic of television, I was playing earlier I'm losing my marbles. So this is the background that I made yesterday, just to make sure that it was going to be dry. And this is just the gold and the golden rose. The airy metallic mousse. This stuff is so fun to play with. So this is our going to be our background. And then I didn't make those. These are not sticky, but the other backgrounds, these ones are. So let's cut this down. We're going to die cut them and make some cards. So this is the one I did earlier. And then I have an old Xyron that seriously is as old as time. I have to get the bigger one out. You're so welcome, Cordelia. All right, let's cut this down. And then we're going to die cut it. And since it already has adhesive on the back, um, it's going to be kind of our base layers. But if you did it as like a frame or anything like that, you'd already be good to go. And it'll die cut beautifully. This is a heavier weight vellum. All right, so we've got this. This is all nice and dry. My Zyra is so old. And it's the like 8.5 by 11 one. And I have, I think I used to have like the 12 by 12 one. And then I had a bunch of the sticker maker, the little X ones. But I don't know where those are at the moment. So a new home, Danny. Get it out and use it, friend. All right, we're gonna use our little cutter, die cutter, because it doesn't hurt my shoulder. And those are too big. We'll cut them down. And I did just slice those into a whole bunch of pieces, but you know what? That's all right. So we're going to use our sunflower funflower dies, and we're just going to use the sunflower part. And hopefully I didn't cut that too small. It'll fit right there. All right, let's run this through. Oh, the little 2-inch one is great for sentiments. And I love it when I'm using, and that's the reason I don't use vellum a lot, is because I'm never sure how I'm going to adhere it. And so with the, all right, let's do a center. We'll do a circle. With the little sticker makers, they make using vellum and, not really acetate, but definitely vellum easier because you don't have to try and hide the adhesive because it's all over. But this, Shanna did a card with this die set, and I was like, oh, I have that one. I'm gonna use it. And so that's where my inspiration came from. And it's just dies. There's no stamps, it's just dies and stencils. All right, let me put these back on my magnet. And okay, so here's my background. So we always audition pieces, and I have a whole bunch of the leaves cut out of this kind of olivey green. Here, I love sunflowers. And then when I saw Shanna do this, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to do it with vellum. So these are the ones that I did earlier. And you can really see how the colors are so Shannon just loves dyes. It's true. Dyes are fun. But these are so transparent. And so what we're going to do, this one has adhesive on it, so that's going to be kind of our base. And then this one will go, yeah, this one's lighter. This one we will kind of center in between. And then I've got some other centers, like the middles here. The die set makes these little perforations, what looks like the little sunflower seeds, that would be in the center. Oh my gosh, I love that. Totally forgot a sentiment. I wonder if I have one in my little bucket of sentiments over here. I totally forgot. These are all the Halloween ones, which it would work for Halloween. This technique, if you did, the real dark colors and the purples and stuff, would make a fantastic Halloween background for some Halloween quokkas. You know, quokkas like Halloween too. And so I'm just kind of laying them off the page. This one I think I'm going to have go up this way a little more. This is why I audition pieces, is to kind of get my layout. And Elizabeth always says not everything needs a sentiment, but I could totally stamp a sentiment on the inside and we'd be okay. And so with this one, I think I'm going to kind of curl the leaves. We'll see if it works. Let me find my little um so I think this came out of my Misty. I don't remember, but it's just like a foam mat. And then this is a stylus I use for dot mandalas. And we're just gonna kind of go down each leaf. I probably need to go with the smaller one. Just down the center. And it just gives it a little bit of curve. Yeah. Oh, Dawn, your craft room makeover was so fun to watch. I love your space. There we go. So they just have a little bit of dimension. Hey, Brian. Welcome, friend. Hope you're doing well tonight. Brian will be live on Fridays at 2 p.m. Central for his Funfold Friday. He's been doing the Dog Days of Summer for August, but we will be out of August, so we'll have to see what Brian has up his sleeve. So now this one, you can kind of see the dimension there. It rolls up, which I think is super fun on a card. So that one has dimension. That one's flat, which is totally okay. And then let's find a center. I think this red one. Would that be September, Danny? Are you no, not that one. How about this one? You could shorts are hard to do. There we go. All right, I'm kind of loving that. And see, this is another one where I cut down um the stalk. It went like that. I cut it down. This also has um extra leaves in the die set as well. So if you just wanted to do the flowers with some leaves coming out behind them, you could totally do that too. Oh, your birthday's coming up quick, Danny. I don't have a calendar, but I'm pretty sure that it's in 8 days, right? So next week. So that I'm loving this. I love how this looks. I need a drink. I've been talking too much. I seriously think that once you hit a certain age, that you should have a birthday month. I think you should be celebrated all month long. I am a March baby. I am actually the Ides of March. Um, beware the Ides of March. So on this one, you know what? Let's see what it'll look like if we give the leaves a little dimension too. So we're going to be kind of gentle and just go right down the middle, kind of where that vein is in the die. When you cut it, there's an embossed vein in the leaf. So we're just going to follow that and give this a little bit of a curve. But you got to be gentle because where they connect to the stem is fragile and they will fall off. So we're just following that. So it just gave it a little bit more dimension. So we'll do this one. I got too many pieces. Let me put them back in their little container. We have one fall baby. Jacob is our actually October 30th. Although Jeff likes to tease me that Jacob was actually born on the 31st, but the midwife said, "Oh, it was 11:53." Um and then let's do this one. I am March 15th. This is the Sunflower Fun Flower Craft Dies. Yes, Brian, you are correct. And then I have an Aries baby, and I think Maddie Grace is a Gemini. There we go. All right, let's put this together. So we still have all of our little extra pieces too. So let's start with this one. I'm going to trim this down first before I forget. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. Our February, March, April is busy. Um, our anniversary is St. Patrick's Day, which was a non-holiday holiday. So I figured he would never forget. It's also 2 days after my birthday. And then excuse me. We're going to cut this one down. So this background, if you came in later, was made using the airy metallic mousse pastes from Kat Scrappiness. All right, let's get a card back. And I'm actually going to do this one that opens this way. We're going to just change it up a little. Let me get some glue. Yes, thanks, Brian. Don't forget the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Kat will appreciate it. I need a poker. Just a big family birthday. That's the way to do it. Yesterday would have been my grandfather's 104th birthday. Um, and he was such a character. He he worked at a sawmill, and so was missing a couple fingers, but he was just a character. He would sing these funny like sea shanty songs, and he told the most wonderful stories. Um, I was lucky to have him as long as we did. He got to meet one of the kids. All right, that shifted. That's not good. Let's try this again. Hopefully we can get it. Well, that's kind of a mess now. All right, we're going to switch to I smushed too hard. All right, we're going to get this on here straight this time. I got to talking and I wasn't paying attention. There we go. All right, let's get our leaves on. And I'm just going to kind of go down the stem and then down the center of the leaf. Since we gave them some dimension, I don't want to ruin that by gluing them down. So we're just going to glue kind of the centers down. And it gives it dimension, so they're kind of sticking up off the page. And then where's our one with the adhesive on it already? This one is sticky. I ran it through the Xyron, so it is just flat. I didn't give it any extra dimension, and it is just gonna go right there, just like that. Then we've got a center. Oh no! Are you guys getting storms, Cordelia? Or just power out? All right, there we go. And get a center on here. And we're just using the brown cardstock center. All right, I love that one. But we're gonna add one more. And it's gonna kind of hang off. Oh, Spectrum. You know, I have had more friends with Spectrum that have been having issues with their internet. Um, that's awful. All right, so we're gonna come, let's go this way. And we're just kind of overlapping things. It's all right. They're sunflowers. They grow that way. And then this one, since we curled them up, we're just gonna put glue in the center. And because we have the alcohol ink on the vellum, the glue's not really going to show, and it dries pretty clear anyway. All right, so we got that one. Let's get this one on here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope that it's given you some inspiration for something a little different with, you know, dyes and using the pastes. Hold on, that petal needs to go down. The pastes or the mousse, and how you can you know, make a card, and this card is um just dies. There's surprisingly for me, there's no stamping at all. um and then we've got this center. And I am going to hold this down for a minute and we'll chat while, while it dries. Except for it's stuck to my fingers. Let me get one of my magnets. There we go. That can hold it. And I am not putting a sentiment or anything, which you could easily put a sentiment right here in this space. But I think I might put one of these bigger leaves maybe coming up. I don't know. I might just leave it as some open space, which is good. You can have open space on your designs. Stuck to my scissors. All right, and we're just gonna curl our leaves, our petals a little bit more. And hopefully this stays. Yes, alcohol inks and vellum are fun. And you just gotta let them dry. Um, and they just have this cool transparency kind of to them. All right, let me grab my scissors and we're just gonna trim right there, right along the bottom of the card, not where the like background ends, but we're gonna take it all the way down to the bottom of the card, which I love that extra little dimension. Hey, Anna Marit, I'm glad you're here. Did Debbie and Elizabeth finally finish? I know they were live for a while. All right. So then you could easily add some enamel dots but this has so much shine to it already. You can see that shine from the paste or the mousse. So we used bronze, golden rose. This one is the gold and golden rose, which are the red and the gold. And then we did alcohol inks on the vellum to make our background. This one I will cut up and do another one. And then we used the sunflower die set. And that's it. I used my Xyron and I used a stencil that I made. See, the mousse is fun. I have the shimmer paints and the glitter mousse as well. But see, now I still have all these extra pieces, which I can use to make more cards. So this is kind of outside of, my typical card, but it was so fun. It was so fun to get messy and to do something that's a little different. But even if you just did the background and then cut your sunflowers and maybe did a little ink blending on those, just cut them out of cardstock. But I love this. I love the shine, the dimension, everything about it. And then I will just stamp a nice fall sentiment on the inside and call it good. So that is it. Hey, crafty cat. How are you, friend? I'm glad you're here. But that is using, just one oh, my glue is drying up. I leave it open too long. I also need to refill it. It's down to the bottom. So just one die set is all we used. And this die set is so fun. You could do, like I said, so let's say this is our flower. You could do a bunch of layers of this one with the bigger leaves just coming out from behind like this, which would be a perfect. So, you know what? There's so many options, so many things that you could do with just one die set and, two mooses. Two mices? Two moose? So there is our metallic airy mousse, our sunflower fun flower. We did some alcohol ink as well, but that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys had fun. I will be live next Tuesday. Same cat time, same cat channel. Meese? Mises? I don't know. I think they're just mooses. And anyway, remember, always be kinder than you need to be because you never know what someone is going through. So just be a decent human being. Thanks for joining me. If you're on the replay, thanks replay, and have a wonderful evening. I will see you next week. Much love. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Creativity inspired, craft all day and night. Tips, tricks, and giggles, everything's just right. With Jana at the table, your mojo's on fire. Kat Scrappiness, creative.